Hi, my name's Matt Brown, and today we're going to look at our first problem with Jesus' genealogy. See, Matthew and Luke both give us genealogies of Jesus. And from Abraham to David, they're basically the same. But once you get past David, Matthew follows Jesus' lineage through King Solomon, and Luke follows Jesus' lineage through Nathan, the third son of David, who really doesn't show up much in all of Scripture. So some people say this is a problem, a contradiction, if you will. Now, I don't want to even go there. What I would love for you to do is you can search theories about Jesus' genealogies, and you can read all you want. There are 3, 4, 5, 7 different theories on why this might be. So we don't need to get lost in the weeds on that. What I'd love to do is look at the people who are mentioned there. So King Solomon. Why King Solomon? Well, obviously, Jesus is king, and Matthew wants to make this point that Jesus is king. He is our king. He is king not only of the Jews, he is king of everything. And Matthew is pointing to this fulfillment of a promise made to David in 2 Samuel 7 that he would always have a descendant on the throne of Israel. So not only is Matthew saying Jesus is king, but he's also saying that God fulfills his promises. Next, in Luke, why Nathan? Nathan gets next to no airtime in all of Scripture. But there is this one passage in Zechariah 12. It's a messianic prophecy, a prophecy pointing to Jesus. And it says, they will look on him, the one they have pierced, and they will mourn for him as one does a firstborn son, as one does an only child. And we tend to stop right there. Yet if you go down 2 more verses to Zechariah 12:12, it says, and they will mourn for him according to their houses, the house of the clan of David and the house of the clan of Nathan. It's like the only other place he shows up in Scripture. So could it be that Matthew is pointing to Jesus as king, and if we didn't have Luke's genealogy, we wouldn't know that he's also pointing us to the fact that he's a sacrifice? So even within just the history of Jesus, the family tree of Jesus, is Jesus a king, or is he a sacrifice? Or is he both? And this was foretold just in the family tree throughout the whole of Scripture. The last thing I want to say is, what does that mean for you and me in this season? Very practical. Who are you in your family? Maybe you are the successful one among your siblings. You're the quote-unquote favorite. You're the King Solomon of the family, the one who surpassed everybody else, right? Who has the name and the recognition. God can use your story, and let him use your story. But be humble enough to know that even you can be tripped up. Because Solomon was the wisest man who ever lived, and yet he didn't finish well. But what if you're the Nathan in the family? What if you're the one who feels maybe forgotten? Maybe you feel less than. Solomon was younger than Nathan, and he passed him up and was chosen as king. What if you're Nathan? God can use your story too. If you lean into him and lean into what Jesus is doing in your life, you have no idea the legacy you will leave.